Oh, hey, Sneaky's dead. We can all
I
leave now.
need healing.
No.
I need.
No healing will be provided.
medic.
I really appreciate that the timer decided to restart at some point.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why is it back to an 8-minute timer?
Don't worry about it. Don't just pay no attention. So I do want to start off by talking about a fanfic I was reading recently and obviously dropped.
Oh, yeah, great. That's awesome. I love hearing these stories.
Yeah,
They're
so-
always pain.
Yeah, it was it wasn't that bad this time. So basically what happened was it was supposed to be a fanfic in which a Pokemon isekai, that sort of garbage, where a guy dies and gets isekai'd as Dawn, the girl from the Pokemon series.
Oh,
And the
hey, we're already off to a weird start.
yeah, the world itself was, according to the author, a mix of the anime and the video games.
That's
Never a good recipe.
yeah, that's not gonna be a good start.
Yeah, not really sure where he was going with that or why that really even mattered, because what I'm about to say kind of just like negates all of that. So basically, the author decided in his infinite wisdom to just not have a story. So like I read 12 chapters, right? And nothing really happened in those 12 chapters. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of things happened, but nothing really happened. He got to the 4th gym, beat the 4th gym, and the entire story just reads like a summary. Like, the Pokemon battles read like the game fights, where it's the Pokemon attacks, and then they get one hit because I over-leveled them. And that's the fight. And
Really
that's
interesting
it.
right there.
Yeah, it was fucking like that was every single Pokemon battle was, oh, my Pokemon attacked, and because it was an attack delivered with a ×4 power boost due to super effectiveness, the other Pokemon instantly fainted because that's what happens in the video games, and that's just it. That's the entire combat scene. It was just my Pokemon used this move, the other Pokemon got hit by it, it fainted.
Positively riveting.
And that was literally every single Pokemon battle, and I was like, okay, so you know what? Maybe this story is gonna be about the fact that he got isekai'd into someone that was both half his age and female. Nope, it wasn't about that either. He commented on it once right at the start of the story, and then just never brought it up again. Just ever. Period. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not about the character, development or some sort of internal monologue about the world or something about that, right? So, I moved on to the next idea of like, maybe it's about the plot. Maybe it's about this guy who's treating the whole world as a video game, except it's really not. Nope, it's not about that either. Pokemon just appear, he just captures them, fights happen, he just wins them. That's it. And
riveting.
Then the author does the cardinal sin of being like, about around like chapter 8 or something, suddenly, Dawn meets Kenny. That really obnoxious kid that runs everywhere in the games and always bumps into you.
No.
The blonde.
Yeah, the blonde. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah. Kenny is also an isekai. It's Dawn's best friend from his previous life, Kenny, who was also named Kenny.
Shut the fuck up.
Silence immediately.
And do you want to know what his name was before he became Dawn in Pokemon?
No.
Darian?
Of course.
Yeah, so the author was very creative. So at chapter 12, literally nothing had happened yet. He had beat all of the gym leaders with single moves. Team Rocket showed up and exploded away every single time. Like, there was no overarching threats. Like, it wasn't like it suddenly got serious because the criminals turned out to be criminals and they were, like, actually a threat or something. Nope. They just exploded off in the anime like they did every single time. Ash and Co. constantly showed up, and they would just travel with them and then break off from them. And I was like, maybe the story is more about them intersecting and them talking with the main cast. No, they say hi Ash, and he goes hi, and then they talk a bit about canon stuff happening in the anime, and then that's it, and then they just move on. Nothing really happens there either. And so by chapter 12, I'm about maybe 45,000 words in, and still nothing has actually happened yet. I still have yet to figure out what the story is about, because it's not about the character, it's not about the Pokemon battles, it's not about the adventure. Like, it wasn't even about the journey, because the journey was literally, I beat the gym leader, then I walked to the next gym, and we met up with Ash halfway along the way, so some sort of anime canon event could have happened, and then that happened, and then we met up at the gym, and then we beat the gym leader, and then we went to the next place. That's... I wish I was, summarizing it, but that's actually how the author wrote the journey. And, the only time... the reason why it was even 45k words was just because he took a really long time to describe the canon events happening. And I was kind of just, again, really confused as to what exactly was the purpose of this story, just in general. It wasn't even a power fantasy. It wasn't even I used my game knowledge to train my Pokemon to do moves that no one really thought about before or something. Nope. It didn't use any sort of meta knowledge to acquire Pokemon people didn't know how to get. Didn't use any sort of anything ever to do anything ever. He just
Riveting.
Yeah, the story just happened, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Things just happened, and then the author moved on to the next thing that happened. I was just kind of like,
Amazing.
how the fuck do you have 230k words of this? What's the point of even reading this story? There's literally nothing here. But
there's something there. It's the author attempting to write his new book. Unsuccessfully.
I wish. Because at least that'd be something then. Just shameless advertising then. No, just nothing. There was literally nothing. No substance at all, ever, anywhere.
That's incredibly disappointing.
Yeah, it was shocking in how inoffensive it was. But I was going through the DxD section looking for a new fix. And I couldn't help. But
that's your own self-inflicted problem, man.
It is,
fucking better.
but I'm now going to inflict it on you. Because
I mean, that's really all you ever do.
I cast inflict traumatic memories.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well,
this section,
yeah, the crossover section of DxD.
Oh no.
Honestly, I'd rather go back to the Naruto section.
No, you don't.
So, speaking of Naruto, we have the Dog God of Dog Hill, a DxD Naruto story. Avid dog hater dies because he saved one, but the irony of life didn't stop there. He wakes up in war-ridden world and gets reborn into clan of dog lovers. He even gets special dog tied to his soul. Horrified, Dog God of the Dog Men vow to escape the hellhole. Warning, contains a harem and a crossover with DxD. 54 favorites. Which...
actually say warning?
Yes, it does say, in fact, warning. Contains a harem.
Mankind is bereft of God.
If you feel that a warning is necessary for your certain elements, maybe don't do it then.
Probably, yeah. 54
Warning,
favorites.
this contains graphic murder.
It's very impressive to write a Naruto DxD story and only get 54 favorites. You have to actually suck really hard to get only 54 favorites in the Naruto DxD section. Because, even shit stories of just, Naruto has big cock and gets literally every female in every genre gets like 300,000 favorites. But yeah, so it's just very impressive, very impressively pathetic, I guess you could say. So up next is a Korean comics DxD crossover. The Primate King of DxD. My way of getting isekai'd was surely weird if I do say myself. I didn't even feel it. I never intended it to happen, but it happened anyway.
Most people don't.
Yeah, most people don't aim to isekai themselves.
That's kind of a requirement. You're supposed to be selfless.
I mean, usually for most isekais, yeah. There was the Shadow Eminence one, which he did intend sort of to get isekai'd, but you know.
Well, that doesn't count
Not
because nobody
really.
gives a fuck about it.
No, Shadow Eminence is hilarious, bro.
It's great.
It is a good manga because it takes itself seriously and at the same time doesn't.
It's written as a joke where all the characters take themselves super seriously.
Oh. Maybe I'll read it.
Yeah, it's
You should.
honestly
I
just
recommend.
watch it. Like reading it's pretty funny, but the anime is shaping up to be pretty good as well. So
What else to say about that? Yeah.
so we have the Primate King. Yeah, so let's see here. I now live in the ridiculous world, and not only will I survive it, I will become the strongest and surpass everything, past, present, and future. I am forever will be human that enlightened. It's written in a very, cultivator type way. So,
Down to what appears to be somewhat broken English.
wow, this, this, grammar is, something.
What is this, like a wushu novel or something?
No, that's later.
Oh,
Oh.
Wow, this is grammar. This is.
I've just never
grammar.
been so annoyed in my I don't know what it is tonight. I'm just in a pissy mood, and this fucking show ain't helping.
I mean,
That's
you
fair.
don't have to be here.
Don't remind him of that. He might actually leave.
True.
Yeah. So this is certainly grammar, all right. Is there anything funny in here? Big ass bouncing boobies. He uses a semicolon, a giant paragraph to describe his awesome looks. All of the women's. Just this sentence alone is just concentrated cringe. At least it wasn't truck kun, car chan, motorbike senpai, high speed bicycle san, airplane crashing dono, helicopter sensei, and my personal favorite apocalypse oni-sama that did me in. You see, 1 hour ago, I was your average background character who likes anime and mangas like a filthy casual, who lives with his parents despite being 27. That's actually far more common than you think these days.
you
Yeah.
blame
Yeah.
housing
Yeah,
costs.
that's kind of
Housing costs are a bitch.
well,
Not just that.
yeah, it's a lot of variables that really fucked us over.
Not just that. I have a sibling who was perfectly successful, then got laid off because the company he was working for hired too many people, and it's no fault of his own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'm also an Asian called George Reyes. Gary Stu. Bruh can't even write Gary Sue right. Jesus Christ. Like, what in the actual fuck? How do you even manage that?
very carefully.
Carry 2, bro.
Humming to my favorite song that I listen on repeat, author's note, hey, I like to listen to what I like listening to more than once. Oh, fucking
Someone
hell.
find this man and stab him.
I
I
don't think
really-
anyone cares about that.
Tell me if there's any grammar mistakes, and I'll try and fix them on the next chapter.
Oh, how magnanimous. He's gonna fix them on the next chapter instead of fixing them now.
Just a bunch of Enlightenment fans. So yeah, so basically Enlightenment is the Korean version of Cultivator.
Is it just less? Is it less rapey? Because
Yes.
I'd be willing to read that.
Yeah, it's less rapey, but it's more up their own ass than Cultivator, which is impressive, because hence the name Enlightenment. It's where you use your mega Korean intellect to be superior to all the inferior humans around you.
I like that the whole point of enlightenment just goes right over that genre's head then.
Yes. Also, please disregard the extreme racism.
That's just normal.
Yeah.
It's an Asian
Yeah, I know.
country. I
It's an
can't
Asian thing.
be that shocked.
Yeah, I know. Now I will say, Welcome Home, Great Slayer, a Doom High School DxD crossover, isn't terrible. It's in everything when it's not doing the Doom tier. I'm gonna write a really big graphic fight. It's not great, but the fight scenes are decent. So that's kind of why I read it. Because the fight scenes are good, and I'm like, the rest of it's kind of just amusing. Because, Doomslayer. Just being Doomslayer. And yeah, don't worry, the author doesn't make him talk, ever. He just punches
Good.
things and
That's
gets
good.
angry. Yeah.
Doomslayer will now make his existence your problem.
Part of the current plot arc is that all of the relics of they're called relics in the DxD verse, but all of the little collectible dolls that you collect in Doom 2016 and Eternal, absorbed a bunch of power and myth and shit from the Doomslayer and his escapades, and so the little collectible mini for the imp spawns imps under the control of the person who has that collectible in the DxD verse. So basically just think of them as extra powerful sacred gears for the sake of a
Wow.
DxD translation.
Alright, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, and it's great because at one point someone pulls out the Cyber Demon Sled collectible, and they summon it, and they're like, haha, I can't be stopped now. This Doom. And this another thing is all of the Doom creatures, all the demons are hyper lethal to everything in DxD because they're
Doom demons.
They're Doom demons, yeah. And so then the Doomslayer kind of is just like, hey, that's a demon. I'm gonna go beat the living shit out of it now. BRB. And he proceeds to do that, and everyone's kind of just like, oh, fucking what?
This creator of all the Doom artifacts, he is the most benevolent and wise, and he's just like some boomer sitting in his cave listening to old albums.
No, more like these Doom artifacts are the greatest weapons available to any species on this planet, and holy shit, that guy just beat the shit out of one of them with his bare hands. What the fuck?
He tore off its own claw and stabbed it with itself.
He used its own skull to kill it. He beat it to death with its own skull.
Basically, to give a
That
better
doesn't
picture,
seem physically possible.
That's what he was saying the whole time.
to give a better picture of the scene, it's the equivalent of if someone launched a nuclear missile and then just out of nowhere, someone just jumped into the air, proceeded to beat up the nuclear missile with their bare hands, and then threw it back at the country that launched it. everyone would kind of just be like, "Excuse me, but what the fuck just happened?"
That's.
I'd like a redo.
Who did this?
What
I'd
the
like to use my
actual?
command reroll.
Accurate.
So yeah, it's actually a pretty good story on that,
Oh
and the
my
plot
god,
bits.
these fucking dogs.
I will link it in the Discord. The plot bits that aren't the fights, the author's gotten a lot of constructive criticism on, and has actually agreed that he needs to do them better, and he has gone back and rewritten several chapters now to better portray the rest of the characters that aren't.
Oh, you'll love to see it happen.
Yeah. So it's been
Ridiculous,
nice.
doesn't
Also,
happen.
the author in his most recent chapter was like, okay, I appreciate everyone's comments, but also at the same time, the Doomslayer's not getting a harem, and he's going to continue to beating the shit out of everything. So everyone
I'd
that
really
wants
love to
not
see that.
yeah, everyone that wants not that, you're shit out of luck. He's going to continue not having a harem, and he's going to continue beating the
Extremely
shit out of
based.
things.
Murder will continue after our regularly scheduled programming.
The murder will continue until morale is improved.
What did I just tune into? Okay, so yeah, what a great time to hop into the podcast. I'm talking about some guy punching a nuke.
You do, of course.
We're talking about this
See no
Doom
problems here.
DxD story I just linked in the Fic 9K. It's actually decent. If you just like Doom, and you always think that DxD characters could use their shit kicked in a little bit, read that story. I do not like the Twin Dragons of the Morningstar. Don't worry. It's fucking awful. So, Twin Dragons of the Morningstar is a
Oh,
Fate
no.
Stay Night, which is actually a FGO, DxD crossover. Something that should not have happened and could not have happened happened. Was it karma's fault? The plans of some deity? Is there something more sinister at work? Is it pure chance or something more? Could it be any of these things? It's a conundrum. It's a possibility. But in any case, we are stuck together and I'm not letting go like a good older sister should. So the main character of this story from the FGO verse is the lake spirit pretending to be Lancelot.
There's so many problems with that, but I just want to say for a second, I thought the author had written, was it Karna's fault? And I was like, okay, this could be kind of interesting.
Did Karna do this?
I was gonna say anything that ends up being Karna's fault is gonna be a hell of a ride.
It's Melusine, which is also the white dragon in's corpse.
Yeah.
Or something stupid.
Yeah, well, Melusine...
I still don't know what's up with Melusine. I know her
Yeah.
her origin fairy tale is like, as are most fairy tales, really fucked up and sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't
And,
actually know what's going on in FGO with her because that chapter's not been officially translated yet.
She's also technically a female version of Lancelot in FGO or something. It's fucking weird.
No.
So okay, so what happened in Camelot is Morgan Le Fay takes over, rules everything, picks up some fairies, and gives them the titles of Arthur's Round Table. So she's Fairy Knight Lancelot,
Right,
as opposed
okay.
to normal.
Okay,
you know,
yeah, okay.
Camelot.
I've seen that pop
Yeah.
up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
anyway,
it's not
so
that
it's that
they're just
character.
stand-ins.
It's Fairy Knight Lancelot who ends up isekai'd into DxD and adopts Valley as a younger brother. It's a riveting story, of course, as you can tell
Okay.
with its massive favorite count, 202. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if I click on this, we're gonna hate it immediately. Yeah, wow, I hate it immediately.
Well, I mean, you did click on it.
I did click on it, and I did hate it immediately, and I'm
Okay, look at you, Sneaky. You still retaining that massive look. Sneaky was right record
indeed,
by
unfortunately.
taking the easy bet.
Yeah, that's what I do. Have you read I Human on QQ? It's really edgelordy, but doesn't suck devil dick like most DxD fics do. The story has issues, but it's not as bad as it could be. I have not read that, so do drop a link in the Fanfiction channel or the Fic 9K channel. I don't care which.
I look forward to this Friday or
would like
next
to see
Tuesday
that.
when Sneaky lambasts you for lying to him.
Probably. I will say another story that's probably going to pop up here that I will give an approval to, that is in the same line of it's got its issues, specifically spag issues, but it's got an interesting plot and the author kind of knows where they're going with the whole thing.
Well, that's always
is
useful.
Dungeons and Devils or something like it's called or whatever. So basically the character, it's a normal person isekai'd into DxD. They get a gamer system, but the gamer system is based off of 3.5 in Pathfinder.
I love it.
And so obviously all the quests, instead of giving XP, give you a totally not pay to win currency called Electrum, and using
Oh.
Electrum, they are capable of buying levels, or buying feats, or buying
Right.
Oh, so
classes.
it's just imagine if your D&D character
Electrum.
got to
What
turn
is-
their imagine if your D&D character got to turn their immense wealth into immense levels.
Effectively, yes, but because the quests don't reward XP, it's kind of like a universal thing. Of basically, imagine more along the lines of what do you call it? Hunter and World of Darkness style, where the Electrum is basically beats, where you could level up using the beats, but you could also purchase another feat or increase a skill. And that's
I see.
And the leveling up does all the normal level up things, such as giving you access to a new feat and stuff like that. But if you want an additional feat, you can pay for each feat.
Listen, I just really need the feat for the use rope skill, and I need you to not ask why.
Yeah, effectively,
For fetish
yeah.
time.
And so that's what makes it pretty interesting. Is the author also does a decent job of making
Dan
quests
Schneider moment.
that are balanced in their rewards, shockingly. Now, there is a bit of...
Alright, this sounds like something I want you to link.
Yeah, I will. We'll get to it. He's on the recent update list, so we'll get to him. Now, obviously, there's a bit of a caveat to this, in that all of the rewards he gets ultimately are useful to him in the story. But it is a system that is author fiat in somewhat of a nature, because it's being run by someone that's not a dungeon master, but effectively a dungeon master when it comes to handing out the rewards. So as a dungeon master does, they tend to hand out rewards that are actively useful to the character getting them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's less like eye-rolly when it comes to handing out rewards, because you're like, oh, well, yeah, of course the dungeon master gave them this feat for doing something like surviving for a minute against Ophis. Not winning, not damaging Ophis, just lived for a minute. Here's a reward.
You did not insta-gib.
So yeah, that he's got 2 of those stories ongoing right now with the DxD verse. One where the character's a devil and one where the character is a kitsune. So, I mean, it's like I said, as long as you're capable of tolerating bad spag, they're decent stories. And by bad spag, I don't mean like missing commas and periods and shit. I mean like he constantly forgets the capitalized shit. Which is impressive, because people keep telling him he needs the capitalized shit. So
I see.
Maybe it goes against his religion.
maybe it does. We got Naruto
continued
Lucifer,
existence
the
against
new
my
Morning
religion.
Star, so pretty big cringe. Witness the journey of the new Lucifer. He will shake the entire universe. He is a legend among legends, a devil that God respects.
No.
Yeah,
Lucifer was definitely not a devil God respected.
no,
Lucifer
Kinda
was a
the,
punk ass bitch.
kind of the opposite. Yeah. The Warrior's Bride, another Naruto DxD story, which pretty much the entire plot is Issei slowly realizes that he's being NTR'd by Naruto with Rias.
Slowly, you say.
I mean, that's at least funny.
It somehow managed to gain 1,400 favorites and only 5 chapters and 30k words.
It's not gonna be written to be funny. It's
It's-
literally just to masturbate to NTR.
Probably not. It is listed as
The-
only romance and NTR, so
The lowest of the low.
yeah. We have Prince of the Damned, a gamer's tale, a
What
DXD.
the fuck was that?
Someone
fork.
That was
dropped
the sound of a
fork.
bat
Dipshit.
cleaning up.
That was just a fork.
It's the sound of a bat on your metal skull.
Yeah. The chrome dome of Nausea.
Prince of the Damned, a gamer's tale, a soul plucked from darkness of the void and thrown into a world both similar and different, a world where gods walk and monsters of all forms roam. Can he survive? Can he reach godhood? Can he gather a harem? Let's find out. Well, considering that it's a DXD Percy Jackson crossover and you have the word gamer in it, I'm going to say he probably gets a harem, he probably survives, and he probably reaches godhood. I'm just going to take some wild spitballing guesses on that one. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, if he reaches godhood,
No.
he'll definitely doing better than Zeus does in that universe.
You know, I feel like I would appreciate a fic with this summary that is 1 chapter long, no longer than 5,000 words, and mark is complete.
Oh yeah, and just gets
Bec-
fucking destroyed.
Because he failed.
Yeah. That'd be mildly funny. But that's not why we're here. We also have everyone's favorite story, a Fullbringer's Journey, with the summary. Summary is inside the story.
Is this a Bleach
Really?
crossover?
It is a Bleach crossover.
Yes.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Alright, so let's see what this cringe-ass summary is. Wow, this is a very normal summary size that could have absolutely fitted inside the summary section. But it looks like the author is just, unfortunately, too retarded to figure out what the summary section is for.
Summaries are hard.
Oh, he has a summary. The problem here is, for some reason, he doesn't know what the summary section is for. Did you know
Sneaky technology is
can
hard.
put a summary in the summary section?
No.
They're just gonna ask
Story?
if you can read.
It's something that fanfiction.net hides from everyone,
You fucking
What?
cunt.
it's very powerful. What?
No, you said it's something hide from everyone, and I'm just thinking those times we've seen like people in the old days of TTT getting trolled, like, "Oh yeah, Alt F4 is a hidden function in this game."
God, that
In the
was
middle
so
of
great! Guys, how do I access my trader menu? Alt F4 has left the game. Why does that keep working?
Guys, how do I access the trader menu? Hold on a second, let me show you. You have to stand very still. Shoots him in the head. Surprised that wasn't.
I mean, that's actually.
Did you ever ask
no,
anyone what their crosshair color was?
No, well, yes, I actually did do that a couple times, but no, my
And
favorite.
it worked every time he asked.
It always works.
It always works. It's great. But I actually got banned from a couple of TTT servers because I would just shoot whoever was standing still at the start because I knew they were going through the menu. Because I knew they were paging through their terrorist menu, so I'm like, oh, that guy's clearly the terrorist. Bam!
I literally had someone start hanging bodies on top of walls in order to create a crime scene, and everyone would just like, terrorists are the only ones that can do that, right? And he's like, no.
What do you mean terrorists are the only ones that could do that?
Oh, God.
In that server, they were.
No,
most
that's a
servers
normal-
were.
Yeah, all servers pretty much.
I don't know if there was like some other. rule set.
I honestly had the luck of the gods in that fucking game because I would just run up to people and be like, "You're the traitor!" Blam! He was the traitor. What the fuck? How did you know? I was like, I just fucking guessed. He didn't talk as much this round. Clearly, he was the traitor. And they're just like, you can't just shoot someone over that. I'm like, well,
Dude,
it
I would
worked.
hate to play any sort of social deduction game with you. You would be so
Man.
fucking.
I absolutely peaked in
Impossible.
that game when I managed to win a round without firing a single shot as the traitor.
Max can attest is I actually got an entire server to kill each other one time, well, multiple times actually, by convincing that everyone else was the traitor. Because of local chat, because on that server you could only see messages that have people near you. So I just kept telling someone, "Hey, that guy's actually the traitor. I saw him kill someone. Let's go get him." And then as they're killing the person, I would run away. I'd be like, "Detective, that guy's shooting him."
One of those moments.
Good
Truly
job.
blessed.
Hey, I think I just saw that guy shoot someone.
Oh,
He's the
God.
detective.
What the admins don't want you to know is that you can legally just shoot anyone.
As the police officer, I'm allowed to just shoot people.
That one fucking admin. Okay, Sneaky, here's a Deagle, take this. I just revived you. We're gonna take out the traitor. Takes Deagle, waits for admin to run ahead. Headshot.
Joke's on you, I was the traitor.
No, I wasn't.
Well, then why did you do it?
Because it was funny.
Yeah. That was just Sneaky is chaos incarnate in that fucking game mode.
I was banned from over 300.
Max, you can't say in that game mode when you know it's in all things.
Yeah, but I was
Sneaky.
banned from over 300 TTT servers. I kept count.
Oy vey.
Stop.
That one Russian server. You smell like old cabbage. You are old lady. You are old lady.
Remember Sneaky? Unatko.
You Neko.
They kept calling him, what was it? Silly American Pig Woman? I think is what they kept
Silly
calling
American
me.
pig woman. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's
God.
adorable. They're so new to insulting people on the internet.
We just kept posting Google translated Russian at them, and they were getting so pissed off.
Yeah, but in their defense, they didn't ban us.
I know,
once.
which was
They just
very
got-
impressive.
They just got tired and just slowly funneled out.
Oh, God. In this story, Issei and his family will be in Karakura City. Since I think Issei will be there, will be great change to the plot of Bleach. In this version, Issei will also not have a boosted gear.
Well, then what the fuck is the
How
miserable little
does-
gremlin gonna do?
How does he change anything then?
But he
He
will be
doesn't.
a Soul Reaper before the Soul Society arc. And
Well, of course it's
he'll
gonna
also,
change stuff then.
He'll also be half Quincy and half Hollow, but not like Ishigo.
No, see, he'll go the other way. He'll be half hollow, half Quincy, or half Quincy, half hollow.
But he'll actually be a Fullbringer because Irana left him a gift, and he cherishes that gift. Wow, I actually feel dumber for reading that summary. Let's see what else we got here. We got the Heir of Camelot series. Oh wow, this looks fucking stupid as hell. Holy shit.
That sounds not fun.
Who would have thought being in the world of DxD would be the first place I would be in after I had a strange dream?
For a moment, I thought you were going to say stroke.
I mean, I feel like I
Well,
just
so-
had a stroke.
Yeah, that'd
You
be
very
way
well might
funnier.
have.
Yeah.
Now I learn I'm actually King Arthur and the King of Britain and the ruler of Camelot.
I'm actually King Arthur, and I have huge tits.
And this is now my path
That's a new
of fate.
twist.
Self-insert OC Isekai times harem. Issei also gets a harem. There's going to be sex. Okay.
Please no.
Yeah, 13 chapters, 110,000 words, and 200 reviews, and 800 favorites somehow. Shit story. Thank you, guest reviewer. I appreciate your honesty.
What would we do without guest reviewer Chan?
Interesting story, but you keep writing the opening and ending songs. That's just horrible. Why are you doing this? It's just adding to the word count. It's useless content. I hate it when authors do this. But your fic is funny.
I remember that phase.
I don't. I remember when it happened for like a whole like week, and then everyone was like, "Wait, no, this is retarded."
Yeah, it was a stupid phase.
Yeah. Seriously, I don't want to be very harsh, but what kind of person, after being transported to another world by a random omnipotent being, is going to help a person with no strength of his own, with whom you will defend, knowing the protagonist will be fine, since you already know that he will be fine, only that he dies and accepts that he's going to be a slave now? As I said, I do not want to be harsh, but it is one of the most stupid beginnings I've ever read in fanfiction. Your character has no family or friends, and the first thing he thinks of is, oh no, Issei is going to die, but I saw the anime, and I know it's better. Let's go save him and not think about the fact that I'm from another world of gods and demons, and I don't have any strength, and I don't have any family or friends. Let's go save Issei.
No one has ever accused fanfiction authors of being well-adjusted humans.
No, no one ever really has done that, no.
For good reason.
Also, I just like I had like a little mini of a brain blast earlier today, where I was like, oh, this is a really good way to describe fiction versus fan fiction, building off of my whole house metaphor, where you know when you want to sell a house, right? You want it to be good looking. You want it like you're not gonna build the house the way you want it to look. You're gonna build the house the way you think other people are gonna want to buy it, right? So you build the
If you're
house,
planning to sell it, yes.
right? But this is like the fiction. Like when you're setting up the house, you're not setting it up to be like what you would want to live in. You're setting it up to be something that would sell to other people. And fan fiction,
Depends on it. It kind of depends.
not really. If you want to sell a house, you want it to make it buyable. Like maybe you don't care about the lawn, but you know no one's gonna buy a house with a shit ass lawn with giant holes in the lawn. You know, like so you resod the lawn. You know, you do shit that maybe you wouldn't care about, but you know other people generally do.
Right. I get what you're saying. Sorry.
And fan fiction is sort of like when you get the house and you're like, well, I'm gonna put a polka dot wallpaper. And everyone else is like, dude, that's fucking stupid. But it's like, yeah, but I like polka dot wallpaper, and that's really all that matters. That's like, you know what, fair enough. You know, you do the things that you enjoy to the house. You know, maybe you want to demolish all the walls on the first floor besides the load-bearing pillars, hopefully. And you just want to open...
take them load-bearing pillars out. Don't let some fucking
They're in the
architect
way.
with a degree tell you
Yeah.
what's right and wrong. Why does
Listen,
he think he knows better than you?
I will
Exactly.
say I actually did see one of those house rescue shows because my dad loves watching those, where they were like, we need you to help sell our house because we don't understand why people aren't buying it. You know, we saw everyone like this whole open kitchen thing, and so we were like, we need to take out this wall blocking the kitchen from being an open kitchen. And the person comes in and they look at it, and they're looking at it, and they're going, so was this center beam always sagging through the ceiling? And they're like, no, that only happened after we took out the pillar there. And the person goes, and the person goes,
I am
yeah,
in a deep amount of pain and suffering.
that was a load-bearing pillar. Your house is gonna get condemned unless we fix that immediately. And the wife, I shit you not, turns to the person and goes, but then it won't be an open kitchen anymore. And the person goes, yeah, but you aren't allowed to sell the house.
That's a little beyond them, I think, Sneaky.
Oh.
That just upset me. The moment you mentioned open kitchen, I'm like, oh god, I know where this is going. Please don't.
Oh.
Why are people so stupid?
It is. It's very impressive. It's very impressive. Let's see, here we go. You have weird grammar errors, missing words that really destroy the flow of sentences. Do you never read your chapters before posting them? Ravel only started falling for Issei after he charged into the wedding ceremony to save Rias like a knight in shining armor. So why do you have her set to be in his harem when that event's likely to never occur? Well, because the author's fucking retarded. Why use the dumb as fuck Rias plotted Issei's death fanon?
What?
It's so stupid.
Oh, wait. Oh, that one.
Rias
Yeah,
in
that
no
one.
way plotted about Issei's death. She's just incompetent. Blah blah blah. Issei lucked out that he summoned her on her deathbed. She tried to res him out of pity, using only a single pawn, and then realized that he was actually strong and she had to use all 8. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, you can definitely structure the story that way because it is physically possible to use events in canon to structure the story in a way where either Surzex or Rias more or less manipulated events to get all of the people that she got, because yeah, she did literally arrive just in the nick of time, just as they were about to despair and or die, to save them, which yeah, just conveniently happened to make them super loyal to her. So you definitely can structure it that way, but that requires you to actually continue with that characterization, where Rias and or Surzex is this really malicious mastermind.
I mean, not necessarily malicious, but just, really
I mean, no,
self-interested.
no, it's definitely malicious, because if you have the capability of saving someone at any point in time while they are in danger, but you specifically wait for the part where they are actually going to die or on the brink of death to save them, to guarantee that they are peak loyalty to you for doing so.
Yeah, I'm saying that's not necessarily malice. It's just like,
no,
okay,
that's
how
clear.
do you get the most?
That's clear
loyal?
malice. That's done
No,
with
it is
malicious
malice.
intent.
No, I mean, the malice would be if you actually just went and killed them yourself so you could do it.
No,
Like,
that's
No.
that's
actually
not the
get the kills.
case.
That malice has multiple degrees, and waiting for someone to be
In
at
what?
peak suffering before saving them is malice.
Where does malice have its degrees from? What university?
Berkeley, I believe.
Oh,
Indeed.
Yeah, that sounds about
makes
right.
sense. Peru.
But yeah, this is just so fucking.
It's moronic.
It's moronic, yeah. Black King of Kuo, yeah, we've covered that one before clearly. So yeah, let's just ping all of these so we never have to read them again. Yeah, there we go. Red Dragon Hero Journey. This is an alternative universe, a My Hero Academia DxD fusion world, where a quirkless Issei grows to become the #1 hero in the entire world in honor of his dead friend Izuku. Many girls flock to him because he's really hot and powerful, and Issei gets a massive harem. Issei times all of the female cast of My Hero Academia and many OCs. It's kind of cringe, to be honest.
It's really cringe.
Wow, they even, in the year of our Lord 2022, they still use fucking asterisks. Why? Wow, this is a lot of ellipses as well. That is a lot of ellipses. That's an ellipses inside an asterisk. Inside dialogue.
What?
That is an ellipses inside an asterisk inside dialogue.
Oh my god.
That is.
Why?
Impressive. Yeah.
Amazing.
Pain
I
to
think-
look upon.
This is worse than Grey used to be.
This is actually worse than Gray, yes.
There's
Yeah.
a chance they were trying to italicize that, not
No.
realizing that's not how you do that.
No, because you can see right here. Dialogue, ellipses, asterisk, ellipses, exclamation point, continue dialogue.
Yeah, I think anywhere we're seeing those double asterisks, they think
No,
that'll
that's not-
convert it.
No. I refuse.
That is entirely a possibility, Sneaky.
I refuse to accept this
Need I-
reality.
Need I remind you that we were having trouble with that for a short time after using Discord for months and trying to write something together?
I mean, yes, but we corrected that before we posted it.
Oh, I know we did. But not everyone is as
Also,
Intelligent.
quick-witted, so to speak.
you can
as we
only
are.
use that as an excuse in old Discord. In new Discord, once you use the ellipses, it instantly shows you the effects of the once you use the asterisks, it instantly shows you the effects of the asterisk. So
Yes.
if he's putting asterisks everywhere and he's not seeing anything italicized,
I mean, I actually hate to even think about this, but he could be using, writing it for a site that uses Markdown, like Reddit or Discord or something like that. So it's written for a site that has the asterisk.
really,
italicization.
no. I thought Reddit uses rich text.
No, they use Markdown.
Really?
They
Yeah.
changed.
Because I know you can
A
still use
long
rich
time ago.
text.
I'm sure you can, but primarily they use Markdown.
I think it uses rich text if you're using RES.
Oh, it's possible.
Maybe. But yeah, like, I hate to think about the possibility of somebody posting their fan fiction on DXT subreddit, but it is
I can see it.
not impossible, sadly.
Oh wow. Oh wow. It has been a long time since I have been. No, Max, he's got an italicized exclamation point right here. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Alright, well, I retract my theory.
Alright, yeah, he's an idiot.
Also,
He is
it has been a
mentally
long
disabled.
time since I have been graced with the legendary ×4 modifier in writing.
Amazing.
What?
The who and the what now?
Quote,
Fucking mouth.
ellipses, exclamation point, end quote, author's
Oh,
note,
no.
×4.
Oh, no. Wait. Oh my god. Oh no.
That's real.
He even used it. Bro, he used a 2 instead of you to help us. Bottom paragraph on the page.
Yeah, I know,
Bruh.
he's using a lot of numbers. Yeah,
I-
these 3 girls, yeah, I know, he's using
I am
a lot of numbers.
so mad.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, you can really chalk that up to the fact of the failing American education system.
God,
But,
There's
bruh,
a point where it's
ellipses,
too
comma,
much.
ellipses, comma, literally, quote, ellipses, comma, end quote, Yui couldn't say a thing. Motherfucker
that's-
put a comma in here.
Yeah, you ever heard of the move bombing, Sneaky?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would like to reenact that on this author's house specifically.
understandable.
Yeah.
Your
Minecraft.
story is a crime against grammar. Consider turning yourself into the human rights court for your violations of my eyes. Criminal scum.
Not into.
Yeah.
I don't want this guy to become the human rights court. That would be probably a worse crime than any of the Geneva checklists.
Indeed. Once again, I'll recommend A Nascent Kaleidoscope. It's a funny story.
Last time, the
It's-
Geneva Convention's not a checklist. This is Hearts of Iron.
It's a high score chart.
I'm gonna violate the Geneva Conventions. That doesn't narrow down what you're gonna do. It's gonna narrow down the population.
Sneaky, how Russian of you?
What can I say? I'm a murder bot. Literally.
Hey, Russia, could we stop playing chicken in a fucking nuclear plant?
No.
No.
So I thought this one could have been good, but it was really cringe, so we're gonna read it.
Thank you.
This is a Samurai Jack High School DxD crossover.
Oh no.
Samurai Jack, also by the way, he has a custom cover art called Samurai Kenny.
That's already a problem.
Wait. Hang
Red.
on. Is this the same guy from earlier, or am I just...
No, I don't think it is, no.
God.
Samurai Jack has finally returned to the past and defeated Aku. Thousands of years later, a high school student named Kenny Kurosawa dies one night. But on that night, a mysterious sword appears before him. Reborn as a devil by Rias Gremory, Kenny...
This is all so fucking...
Kenny will face the dangers and perils of his new life. Will he be able to protect his loved ones? His loved ones? His
beloved onesie.
One of. his
Will he be able to
beloved
protect the
body
stuff
pillow.
that his person that he loves? And stop evil waiting for him? Question mark. OC Harem romance adventure story. Yeah, so I tried reading this. The story literally opens up to just a giant paragraph talking about the character and what he looks like and how hot he is. And then he trips on a skateboard down a hill and crashes into Rias, and they're all on top of each other and they're gazing into each other's eyes and they realize how hot the other one is.
This is not how you write fiction, ladies and gentlemen.
Actually, it is how you write fiction in these days and ages.
No, shut the fuck up. This is like,
Uh-huh.
I don't care what the standards are now. This is not what you're supposed to write.
Fair
This
enough.
is like early 2000s garbage high school dramas.
It kind of really is.
Which explains why so many writers like them, because apparently that was all the rage.
Well, that's all people know. The reviewers weren't funny either.
Not funny.
I don't think
You
I
didn't
want to
laugh.
No, not funny. Didn't laugh. Pretty much. The Fallen Phoenix by Azure Flame Knight 12. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Nothing personifies this quote better than Elkinis, the humans, fallen angel devils, and angels corrupted and twisted by their desires and ambitions. Driven by desperation, Surzek's Gremory makes a deal with Elkinis. However, even he doesn't know if it was a good idea or now. What?
Pretty sure that was
How-
supposed to be or not.
Oh, I guess. After all, how can you trust something that the factions?
That the factions.
What? What? Huh?
I think you think you're thinking that you're thinking English, but
I am having a stroke.
I
Rated
got a
T.
dial tone in my head.
Don't know why he needed to include rated T in the summary, being that it's already a tag.
He has to let everyone know that it's only for teens like him.
Also, Jin does bring up a good point. Humans, fallen angels, devils, and angels corrupted and twisted. Yeah, that's what a fallen angel is. Humans, fallen angels, devils, and fallen angels. Okay. Also, 10 chapters, 5,000 words. You want to hear how fast he updates this amazing story?
How much, Sneaky?
Ongoing for the past 3 years.
I want to kill myself.
Inshallah.
Can you imagine taking 3 years to write 500 words? Wow.
Wow. That is honestly impressive.
We have Bleach DxD, He Who Protects, which is just a blatant ripoff of He Who Protects. Or the Bleach the Guardian, whatever that story is. The really big, long one where Ichigo shows up in Kuo Town after the events of Aizen. It's a really massive story. It stopped updating a little while back, but this is just blatantly a ripoff of the exact same plot beats. I think they even used the same cover image. We got the new Demon King, a Naruto High School DxD crossover. This is a crossover between High School DxD and Misfit of the Demon King Academy. Interesting, that's not what you listed it as. This story will follow Canon DxD, and I'll make some changes along the way. At the moment, I plan to have only Anos crossover, but if I can transfer more characters, I will. In this fanfic, Anos will find himself in a new world with a fresh start and decide on going back or to stay here. Again, why is this crossing over with Naruto? I'm worried. We have a multiverse and a vampire. So I did see this story, and I do want to, instead of reading this story, I want to introduce you guys to this author. Who has an interesting collection of fics.
I don't think I want to know.
So the first one is Kunoichi versus furries. Parasitic furry.
I came back. I went, I left, I got a drink, and now it's time for me to leave again.
Wait, it actually says, oh my god.
Parasitic furry artifacts invade an alternative Naruto universe. Lex is a gamer who is isekai'd and is sent to stop the spread of furries. This is a literary RPG with explicit porn and furry battles where they use their fetishes to kill people. It's going to be really gross. Don't read this unless you're over 18 years old.
Okay, so this just sounds like a shitty version of Persona.
Persona.
Indeed.
Kill yourself.
Silence.
So up next we have Eat Me, a Harry Potter Mass Effect crossover listed under parody. Harry is transmigrated into Mass Effect by a cultivator and given a simple mission. Get humanity up into the air before the galactic war of annihilation kicks off.
And look at that! It's time for me to leave.
The bingo needs a new thing. What the fuck have I returned to? Fair.
Yeah, that's true. We do actually need to put that up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everything he tries goes horribly wrong, with brain-eating phoenixes, multiple time-traveling Tom Riddles, and indoctrinated vampires. He knows the only way to win is to get away and let all of his monstrosities kill each other.
Hey, to fucking god.
hmm
Oh my god.
and now we have a new series. That's
Yeah, Sneaky. If you look further down, there's one called Countdown to Hellfire. I would like you to guess what the crossover is just by looking at it.
nuclear missile.
No, it is quote unquote original Minecraft x Harry Potter, and I want to die.
Okay. Anyway, so there's a new series. We start with the event that never was. The grand event finally opened High School DxD, the ultimate harem anime. Hundreds of millions of users journeyed to the previously forbidden world to live lifetimes of adventure. Follow Red, a gaming system user trying to stay away from the plot only to be drawn into it anyway. Lots of porn. Followed up by The Taming of Korra, Legends of Korra story. Korra isn't the only one who found their way into Republic City. Red, a system gaming user, is now on vacation with a love magic book that he's been dying to use.
Oh no.
He jumps off of Yang's statue and Korra rushes to rescue him. And from then on, he proceeds to brainwash her and turn her into a sex slave, rated mature adult for porn. Multiverse training trip. Gaining true strength requires a grounding in the basics and a wise old master filled with secrets. After triumphing over karma and building his own gaming system, Red is left to enjoy jumping from world to world. If Red wants to gain true strength, he needs to buckle down and put in the effort. But the world just won't leave him alone. Rated mature adult for porn. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Multiverse and a Vampire. A Rosario plus Vampire DxD crossover story featuring Red. My girlfriend jumped my brother's bones before Sukune and I were shipped to Yokai Academy. A pink vampire then ran me over with her bike, and now the entire student body hates me. So while my brother goes around collecting a mega harem, I'm only dating Mocha. Of course, I also have to deal with my brother's sacred gear. Porn. Gamer story. Isekai'd Red. Yeah. As you can see, this author has some interests. Jon Snow ends up in Dragon Ball Z, and yeah, somehow that works. Cultivating a Kunoichi harem. I'm a cultivator who proceeds to brainwash a bunch of Kunoichis into sucking his dick. There's gonna be porn in the story.
Of course.
The Absolute Power Effect, a game crossover Mass Effect story in where cultivators show up into Mass Effect and proceed to fuck their way through the series.
What is it with all these cultivation fics that just draws the most degenerate of people?
Power fantasy.
Words.
Masturbation.
Yeah. Devour the Heavens. Harry Potter's mother was raped to death. His brothers and sisters never got the chance to grow up, and his father, who they drove mad. Nero allowed hatred to become his master. This is a reincarnation cultivation story, not a Harry Potter original content. It's based off of another fanfic called Darkness Edge.
Based off another
Yeah.
fan fiction called
That's-
Darkness Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a follow-up to the Countdown to Hellfire one as well.
Let's see. Become a wizard. Lots of sex. Become a wizard. Lots of sex. Brainwashing. Rape. Sex. Sex. Harem. Brainwashing. Brainwashing. Harem sex. Brainwashing. Harem sex. Brainwashing. Harem sex. Brainwashing. Harem. Rape. Sex. Rape. Harem. Rape, harem, rape, harem, rape, harem, 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 rape, rape, brainwashing, rape. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Not liking the pattern, but I'm seeing a pattern here. Brainwashing, rape, harem. Yeah. Indeed. So we have the Black Dragon of Remnant. Issei was killed by Rhaenyra, but without Rhys to resurrect him. Period. His world explodes, and all of his friends are dead, and loved ones are gone. So what does God do? Well, he sends him to Ruby, where he can be a hero. He is given a second chance.
That's a greater punishment than just fucking dying. Well done, author.
Jin says, I have a feeling that author has never had a relationship with a female. I don't know why, I just get that feeling. It's entirely possible, Jin.
Yeah, probably.
Issei turns into a black dragon in Ruby and gets a harem V2. Then we have everyone's favorite character, Kuro Kitsune. So Black Fox. Definitely not inspired by Black Wolf Shiro. Why are you asking? Gamer that became Pokemon trainer. Harry Potter New Game Plus. Yeah. Naruto the Perv. Now, anyone who remembers the old lore might recognize this naming scheme.
Well, I mean, it's fairly obvious when you have it right there.
By everyone's favorite author, Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer.
Oh, God.
When's the last time one of his fics ended up on here?
It's actually been a while.
Yeah,
In a perverted new world, a transmigrant can only take so much before he becomes a pervert. A Naruto times a Naruto times a lolly story.
Of fucking course.
And tell me, what fresh hell have I walked back to?
Naruto has sex with a lolly.
Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer. That should explain everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We have the Crescent Star. The Phoenix family had a secret that, when it's revealed, will shake the foundations of the universe. For you see, the Phoenix family secretly had a fourth son. A son that was transported to another world, and that everyone
Well, then who cares about him?
Was the son of Kushina. For you see, Uzumaki Naruto is actually secretly Uzumaki Phoenix, and he's a god, and he has a harem, and it's an alternative universe.
Bro.
Is Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer still writing stuff? Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, he updated yesterday.
He's still updating quite a bit. We got Naruto the Hunter, where he's writing another Naruto Ruby story. We have Naruto the Elf Succubus, where Naruto has sex with elves. We have Naruto the Lover, where Naruto gets a harem with lots of characters in it. We have Naruto the Yellow Sapphire, Part 2, which is another Naruto DxD story. Human, and then turned into a sexy rock in a world of sexy people.
I don't even.
You know what? I am morbidly curious.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's check it. Why not? Oh, it's Naruto X Hoseki no Kuni X High School DxD, of course.
Oh, okay, I see.
Somebody send that to
Moth.
Nexus and Fiend, I think.
Naruto the Living Weapon, where he wakes up in My Hero Academia as a part cyborg machine of death. Naruto the Dragon Tamer. My name is Naruto, and I speak for the double D's. That is the double D's nuts, the dragon boobs, no tongue. Yeah. So I'm really starting to see a trend in his newer stories. I think his dick is so bone dry, it's actually making the Sahara Desert regrow.
Kind of impressive, to be honest. He is, in fact, the leading cause of desertification in the world.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the guy I was talking about, the Dungeons and Devils campaign. So I'll drop that in fanfic or writing. Let's see, we got Naruto and High School DxD, Scorched Spear of Heaven. Born as the son of a devil and a human, Naruto didn't live a luxurious life in the underworld. After his father died, he was forced to leave home. But now he comes back to the underworld to show him what he is worth of. What? To show it what he is worth of? Okay. I know my summary is lame and very cliched, so you should definitely read my story.
No.
I don't think that's how that works.
I say no.
Yeah. Naruto DxD, the tales of Nato Uzumaki, the Kingless Hero, by Nato Uzumaki.
Oh, that crossover. Oh, no.
I keep thinking that you're saying NATO, like Naruto from NATO.
That would be way more interesting.
No. Nato Uzumaki saved Estosia.
Look, Sneaky. I think
and defeated the Hylians who were invading DxD.
Naruto
the Seven Sages, thanks to his son Link betraying Zelda. What the fuck? And allowing him to win, but things are not okay. Now stuck in another reality with his 9 wives and his mom Kushina and his brother Naruto, Nato Uzumaki gets forcefully recruited into Rias Gremory's peerage, but this all goes astray. This is a stray devil fic, Naruto times Kuro Ino times DxD.
Look at the author page.
Do I want to?
Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
Alright. Hello, I am a writer who loves to write stories with consequences. I am also beginner at it, so bashing, please. Alright. Author, I hope you fucking die in a corner, alone and unloved, having spent all of your money, and I hope that your funeral drives your family further into debt.
Based.
He asked for it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I was gonna get upset at you, but then I double checked the profile and it does indeed say bashing please.
Yeah.
Yep.
My biggest and best fic is The Tale of Nato Uzumaki, a book series here on fanfiction.net where Nato, Naruto's older twin brother, author, just so we're clear here, the only people that consider themselves older or younger in a twin scenario are the twins. No one ever calls a twin the older or younger twin.
Yeah.
Well, not with identical twins anyway.
No, not even with fraternal, not normally.
No one calls twins older or younger than the other one.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally only a thing twins do.
That was not the case with the twins at my school, but whatever.
Some twins are
Yes,
different than
because
others.
your various examples of your school are such a great example to follow.
Yeah, and I knew several sets of twins at my school who were the only ones that referred to themselves as the older or younger twin.
I mean, yeah, same thing with my cousins were twins.
Nato Uzumaki sends in the clothes to wipe out the shiny. Yes, Nato Uzumaki is setting up several bases to surround Russia. These books are meant to showcase that OC aren't bad and can fill gaps in the world. There's no gaps in the world of Naruto, really. There honestly isn't. Now, admittedly, what the author filled those sections with is pretty fucking bad, and we were all okay in retrospect with those sections remaining gaps, but there aren't gaps in Naruto. It's just, you know. The Tale of Nato Uzumaki Book 1, A Lost Hero, is a Naruto Kuro Ino crossover where Nato Uzumaki leaves the Elemental Nations after Naruto dies at the end of Part 1 Susuke. You are meant to see his reasonings and growth in becoming Estosia's savior and getting what Volt wanted, but by being a knight in shining armor instead of being evil. The Tale of Nato Uzumaki Book 2, Timeless Hero, is a salty, revenge-driven Hagoromomo who hates that Nato Uzumaki prevented his son's feud from ending, even though they possessed newborns to do so. This time, this book series became Nato Uzumaki Kuro Ino crossover with Zelda. In this version of Ocarina of Time, Zelda loses the goddess's favor as Nato killed the Kami. So Hylia, the
What?
goddess of time, and
Kami as in
anything
Japanese
beforehand never happened.
Not communist, sadly.
You know, that doesn't sound great, and I'm all for Hagoromo getting his revenge, because the feud was supposed to end there.
I'm just. Nato Uzumaki killed God, so the goddess of time stopped existing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the plot of Legend of Zelda never happened. Okay,
Alright, I'm gonna head off. I'll see you guys Friday.
yeah. This leads the Ocarina of Time sages to teleport to another reality and try and invade Estosia so they can turn it into Hyrule.
Am I allowed to die yet?
What? What? What?
I'm gonna go use some organs in RimWorld. Let me know when something interesting happens.
She then turns Estosia into Hyrule and takes Link's, Nato, and Celestine's son hostage to become new here, but he does Ocarina of Time and Majora Mask journey only to discover the truth and save his family. What? What? Those were words. I feel like I'm having a stroke.
You often feel that on this show.
Yes, I do, but
Just a little bit worse
What?
than normal, seems like.
Tale of Nato Uzumaki 3 is a Naruto Kurino High School DxD crossover where they escape to another reality to survive Zelda's attack. Zelda has no powers. She's not the princess. If her patron goddess is never existed, Zelda doesn't have powers. The sages don't have powers. And Rias resurrects Nato as part of a peerage, but things go bad and Nato abandons Rias. If Nato sounds different, well, let me ask you this. Would you not be trigger happy and overprotective if 3 genocides happen? If NATO sounds different, author, then you did a very poor job at delivering his character development to the readers. Because you made this OC, and you've assumedly written a lot of words for this OC, being that you're on the 3rd fucking book for him. So if we feel like your character is somehow out of character, then you've massively fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we have Overlord DxD, which I've talked about before. It's like, alright. It's alright. So we have Team 7 DxD, which I'm actually currently reading, and it's not bad. Basically, the premise is that it's the end of Naruto where they're beating up Kaguya, and they win. And, the whole battle between Sasuke and Naruto happened. And, they go to break the world Tsukiyomi thing, the moon reflection, and it doesn't work. And so they are the last 4 living humans on the world. And then Ophis shows up and is like, "Sup, you guys seem pretty strong. I'll take you to a new world if you fight for me." And they go, "Ah, fuck it, sure."
Just the hey, sure.
Literally,
well,
everyone's
everyone-
dead and our world is collapsing on itself, so
Well, they're not dead yet, but they will be soon.
yeah.
Yeah, he never really explains much about Tsukiyomi aside from everyone will be put in an eternal sleep. I guess presumably the tree would keep them alive then.
Oh, no, remember the tree? It's later revealed that Madara
Oh.
thought it was his idea, but it wasn't actually his idea. And what
That's right.
actually
The tree
happens to
sucks
everyone,
up chakra.
yeah, that it eats all
Right.
of their memories and chakra, and they turn into white Setsu clones.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
yes, they're not dead yet, but they will be soon.
We have here the Fox King. With Konoha barely surviving Pain's invasion and the persisting threat of the Akatsuki, Naruto is forced to leave the village he fought so hard to protect. An accident sends him into a new dimension where he'll be forced to navigate the confusing new world. If angels, devils, fallen angels, this young sage will have to make choices and people to befriend and home to find. So, besides the absolute butchering of that final sentence, it's not a bad plan overall. However, I can't help but notice it says Hinata, which means that Hinata's probably either going to come with him or shows up later, which is always cringe when you make characters show up later after a once-in-time accident that sends them to a new place. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, another Yagami Niguyen, which is looks to be hyper cringe as per normal. It's a Naruto High School DxD crossover series called The Creator. In the year 2024, a man known as The Creator founded Maelstrom Automated Corporation and became famous for the production of phenomenal Yora models. Said to be a man with many secrets, no one has ever met him in person until an android accidentally summons a crimson-haired devil to his house. That is just like 19 levels of fucking retarded.
Yes.
So yeah. That was that section. Let's go to the video game section. Let's go look at Pokemon again. Possibly go wrong in the Pokemon section.
Do we have to see the cringe?
Possibly. Pokemon Journey Adventure in Kalos V2. This is how I think canon should have gone. This is not a ripoff.
Thank you for letting us know, author.
Yep. We got Cambrian. Yeah, Cambrian. We got Cambrian is a famous Dark Wolf Shiro porn author called Blasting Off. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Okay, wow, that's cringe. We have Blasting Off. This is a Team Rocket fic to scratch the itch we've all had since Nugget Bridge.
Author, who is this we?
Based off of the Fire Red Rocket Edition ROM hack, we'll be exploring a different sort of Pokemon, one crime at a time. Mature themes.
Again, author, who is this we you keep speaking of?
Yeah, no. We got Lone Tyrogue, a Pokemon fanfic. I do not own this story. A lonely Tyrogue remains on the fields with nothing to heal himself and no resources. He has nothing. His adventure was about to come to an unfortunate end until a special someone shows up and takes care of business.
Taking care of business.
Months after months of training and hard work, others would think this Pokemon would evolve into a Hitmonchan, a Hitmonlee, or a Hitmontop. He doesn't. Instead, he evolves into something new. We have Cobalt to Coal to Diamond. I do not believe that is the transitionary method.
No, it's not.
What happens when a rich kid destined to become powerful and wealthy said, I don't think I want to do that, and went off and became a Pokemon trainer instead? Well, a lot of things could happen, because apparently that means you need to live life with things happening in it. And mostly after you finish trainer school, you're forced to go and realize that that's pretty often.
So
Not
what this
that it
author's
stops
trying to say
anything from
is
being
this guy
crazy.
just has wanderlust or whatever the fuck it's called now.
It's quite possibly, yeah. Quite possibly.
I'm so deep I called it something else. I'm really using my English degree well, Mom, I swear.
Indeed. Pokemon Adventures, where I just rewrite Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Hearts from Afar Entwined. Ash meets some random ass girl and gains a harem. Mysteries that surround me. He's a OC. When Hubert Hugh Swanson is pressured into starting his Pokemon journey alone instead of with his friends, a mysterious girl who knows too much about him interacts with his adventures. Yeah, probably. Error, long, strange, and mysterious occurrences Hugh and thrust him into world of crime and intrigue that seems to be connected to his own forgotten past. Now with chapter 5.
Does anyone have anything else to add?
No, honestly, these stories are kind of just really fucking boring.
There's like nothing to really talk about. It's just like they're cringe.
Yeah.
These do not elicit any sort of
Ash
discussion.
and Serana go on the Pokemon Uranium tour. Wow.
Have you considered that there's a reason why nobody makes fiction about your favorite mod, Lamau?
Yeah, one could almost see that one coming. Honestly, we're at 8:40. I couldn't give a single fuck to find another story. All of this shit's just fucking boring. It's not even funny. We can't even make fun of it. It's not even bad funny. It's just unfunny. Anti-funny.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking. If I wanted to read the kind of shit you'd see on a Mongolian throat singing board in a single post, I'd go to the board.
That's fair.
But because some of these stories are definitely the kind of thing someone like requests in a thread, and the guy just like, sure, whatever. I've got like 5 minutes. I'll write this.
Here's your shitty one shot. When Louise attempts her summoning, she ends up summoning a Pokemon called Fennekin.
Oh god. The cursed Pokemon.
Oh, the fart guy is back.
The what and the who what?
Yeah.
The guy
Dragon
that
Ball
only does
Z Pokemon
very
crossover
things.
somehow. Pokemon High School AU.
But why though?
Ben 10 Ryan Cario. After 15 years, nearly after 15 years of sacrificing himself to the Tree of Beginning, Lucario changes upon meeting a mysterious professor. Now on brand new worlds with creatures of every shape, Lucario works to save the universe alongside Ben 10. So literally just Ben 10 but a Lucario instead. Very cool. Riveting.
Riveting.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna call it early tonight. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna call it early tonight. So, alright, gentlemen. We'll see you all on Friday, cause unfortunately there is always more, and it does always get worse.